How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer. I filmed this video an hour before the market opened. NBAC was up about 15% before market hours. Now it exploded to 38% up when the market opened. There's going to be some extreme volatility, but everything I say in this video is still correct. So definitely stay through to the end to hear everything. How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We are talking about NBAC today, or Nuvve, and I just talked about it last night, and it moved up 15% after hours. So we're going to talk about whether I am selling it now that so many people think that's too late to buy in. So I'm going to talk about whether I'm selling it because I did buy it. It had a pretty good price before it jumped 14%. And whether I think it's too late to buy into this company because a lot of people are interested in it. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, if you want to get in on the action, if you want to know exactly what I'm buying and what I'm selling, and be able to hear about these companies a little bit faster, you can join the Patreon down below. There's some exclusive content just for Patreon members. We're adding to that all the time, and you can be around other investors that are looking out for companies like this. I mean, we've been right about a lot of companies recently that have gone up a lot, and you can ask me personal questions too about these stocks. So if you guys want that, there's a link down in the description for the Patreon, and if you don't mind hitting subscribe, we're a growing channel. We're going to hit 30,000 before Christmas, I think, so that'd be awesome if you do that. It is a time of sharing right now with Thanksgiving coming up and with Christmas coming up, so I appreciate that. And the last thing, if you want some free money, WeBull is giving you 4 free stocks if you deposit $100 on their platform. So I really like them. I was able to buy newborn. 25,000 people saw my video yesterday on this company after the market closed. So if you were with a typical brokerage, you might not be able to buy it. But with WeBull, you can buy after hours up until 8 p.m. Eastern time. And you can start at 4 a.m. Eastern time. So definitely check that out and get some free money in the process. So that is in the description below too. So newborn acquisition, it went up 14% after we talked about it. And it's kind of crazy because I said in my video yesterday that it had only gone up, about 15% or something before we had talked about it. And the hype was there, or actually it wasn't there. So no one had really talked about it. No one had known about it. I think a lot of people don't realize it, but it is a very interesting charging stock where you can actually earn money from having an electric vehicle. So I'll explain that a little bit more in a second if you haven't already heard about it. But, then it moved up 15% after hours. It's at 1361 right now. And it was even up a little bit higher. And this is at the same time that other companies like Blink, ChargePoint, pretty much every EV company, all the electric vehicle makers, they're all falling right now. So newborn is still up on the day. They're still going strong before the market opens. So do I think it's too late or too early? Well, I think a lot of people don't realize what this company is still, right? A lot of people don't know about it. I think the only reason it went up after hours, I'll be honest, is because a ton of people made videos on it. So I hadn't seen anything before yesterday. I didn't even see any of these before I put up my video. I think J Economics is the only one that might have actually beat me to it. But right now, a lot of people found out about this company for the first time yesterday, and they don't want to miss out like they did on SBE and BLNK that went up, 100, 200% over the last month. And I don't think it's too late to buy into this. I am not selling personally because I didn't buy this company for a 10% gain. I mean, that's nice. I mean, I would love doing that every day, but I'm not going to be able to pick a stock every day that goes up 10% like this. So I am still holding on to it. If you don't know what they do, they store energy and they are able to redistribute it. So they have something called vehicle to grid where you can actually give the grid your power in your electric vehicles. So a lot of people are worried, well, that's years away, or that could diminish how much energy is in your vehicle if you try to leave. But think about it this way. Let's say you own a trucking company, right? You have some Lordstown Motors trucks. Let's say you have 10 of them, right? Just 10. You're not a huge company or anything like that. But your guys get done for the day. They start charging their vehicles, and then there's some inefficiency, right? Maybe you're in a big area, right? Maybe you're in New York City, and everyone takes a while to get home, or maybe New York isn't the best because not everyone has vehicles there, but you're in a big city where everyone gets home a little bit later. It's suburbia, so your cars start charging at 5 or 4:45. Everyone gets home at 6 o'clock, and there's this energy shortage. The cost of energy goes up. If you didn't know, there are peak times where the cost of energy goes up throughout the day, and maybe your vehicle starts selling off your power. and then they just go a little bit later. So maybe at 3 a.m. they start charging. It's not like you're going to touch your vehicles, right? This company works with fleets. So it's not like you're going to touch your vehicles at 3 a.m. or 8 p.m. or anything like that. So they're just charging there all night. And maybe you can make $5-10 a vehicle. That's $100 a day. If you're a business owner, that goes a long way. 36 grand just for having these vehicles sell back your energy and just messing with the inefficiencies or fixing the inefficiencies in the power grid. I mean, that's essentially what they're doing, right? They have this vehicle to grid integration. The director of Norwegian Electric Car Association says they have power, right? But there's too little capacity in parts of the network closest to the consumer. So in highly densely populated areas, there's just an inefficiency. That's where these vehicles come in. They are extra charging, right? So if everyone starts charging at the same time in a big area, they're going to zap a lot of power out and it's going to become very inefficient. So maybe, if someone else can sell you their energy that they stored up at a cheap time, then both of you guys win. So that is what they're doing. They are essentially fixing the problem of these spikes in energy. So they can turn cars into assets, into revenue generating vehicles. But then comes the question, do I think it's too late? They already went up 15%. I don't. I think that is a little bit short-sighted. Let's just be honest. So this came out on November 9. You can see here it came out November 9. And we can see the revenue compounded annual growth rate for Nuvve versus BLNK and ChargePoint. We can see the enterprise value versus the 2020 revenue. We can see it versus 2021. They're selling at such cheap multiples. Sure, these numbers went up, right? So they're costing 10% more, 15% more compared to what they were a day or two ago. But look at BLNK and look at ChargePoint. Look at ChargePoint since November 9. It has gone up a massive amount. And it's gone up 118%. I don't care that's up or it's down 9% after hours or 7%. It's still gone up a lot. Same thing with BLNK. Let's take a look. It's gone up 203%, even with the negative 12% after hours. Who cares? It's gone up a massive amount. So all these numbers are off too. These are off by a factor of, 2 for ChargePoint and a factor of 3 for BLNK. Their enterprise value versus 2020 revenue is off massively. It's very expensive to buy BLNK and ChargePoint right now, but this company is barely moved. And I realize a lot of people still don't know about this company. This company is very small. So if you don't know, they had an enterprise value after this SPAC goes through of about 200, maybe 210. So now it's 230 maybe. 220, something like that. So it's still a very small company compared to ChargePoint, compared to BLNK, and it's moved up, 40% since the beginning. You can actually see it's moving up right now, and of course, it can do anything after hours. I could be completely wrong. By the time you see this, it could go down to 10, but the thing is, I think that it's still trading at such a cheap multiples compared to its competitors, and they are smaller. It's going to be harder for them then switch back and then BLNK to expand and do all that, but it does seem like a very promising company with an interesting technology. And if you want to see the longer video on it where I talk a little bit more in depth, you can definitely check out the video I'll put on the end screen about it. I talk more about the business in general, but I think that this is still a really interesting company. We're talking about $93 million in revenue in 2 years. Of course, this is a big number to hit, but it's only about a 220 million market cap. So yeah, it's like a price to sales ratio of 2.5 2 years out. But if their technology is good, they are going to explode. I mean, again, I wouldn't be against selling it if it goes up to stupid levels. Let's say it goes up to twice the cost that I had in it. I want to hold on to some other companies like ChargePoint just because they own so much of the market. But if something like this goes up 100, 200%, I'll definitely look at selling it. But if you want to know exactly when I'm selling it or when I'm buying it or what, you can definitely check out the link to the Patreon in the description below. But thank you guys so much. Hopefully this helped. I know a lot of people were asking whether I am selling it or just whether I thought it was too late, especially to buy into this company. I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Do your own research. Thank you for checking out those free stocks from WeBull and hitting the subscribe button and hitting the like button. Thank you for doing all that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.